Yo, what up? This is D-Night, and you're listening to the Pardon the Insurrection podcast. My oh my, we've had so much going on. For starters, in case you missed it, we've got a new addition to the Par and Pie family, Tara Dublin. Make sure you go follow her on Twitter at Tara Dublin Rocks. Also, pick up a copy of her book while you at it. Make her day, The Sound of Settling. A very fun and interesting read compared to the things we talk about on this podcast. But yeah, we're heading toward the do or die time for the 2024 election. Go ahead and hit up joebiden.com. Get that man like $1 a month or something. Help his campaign staff up and get prepared to try and save our democracy. And make sure to grab like one other person you know and tell them about the podcast. Make sure they subscribe and tune in every single week. We got a lot of things coming up for you this year. We need all the support that we can get. So if you do your part and help us grow our audience, we'll do our part and help elect Joe Biden in 2024 and save American democracy. And this is the Pardon the Insurrection podcast.
Dude.
It was incredible because you choked as soon as I said I love BJs, and I was like, "Yeah, that's it."
I had to process that.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. I caught you off guard. That was ridiculous. I'm sorry. All right, we'll knock this shit the fuck out real quick. Do you have anything you want to talk about for your closing thoughts, either of you? Because I hereby call dibs on Ron DeSantis. Ty, I know that's normally your guy, but he fucking up so hard right now. I gotta call that one. So I'm sorry.
He really is. God damn.
Yeah, Carol, you have any novel topic you want to handle for your closing thoughts?
Oh, you know what?
What's up? You know what, Ty? I'm gonna let you. Huh? What? I'm sorry. No, I changed my mind. I'm gonna let you have DeSantis, but you get to go last. Cause once we talk about DeSantis, like there's nothing left to talk. Like that's the end of the podcast.
No, but we can do this entire episode on Jason.
No, we can't. No, we can't. No, I can't. So I'll let you have DeSantis for your closing thoughts because you already know what the fuck it is I'm talking about, what he's doing with the schools and like this teaching of anyway. So I'll come up with something else. Carol, you can have your closing thoughts first. You go first. I'll be in the middle. That's my favorite spot.
I will look at things. I'm like, I'll think of something good to come up with. Let me look at the Washington Post. I'll just tackle the simple issue of, Israel. Great.
Yeah, you can have Israel if you want it.
No way. Absolutely not. I don't.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, this is D-Night.
This is Carol.
This is Ty.
And you're listening to the Pardon the Insurrection podcast. Merrick fucking Garland.
Yo, motherfuckers. Oh.
Lock that ass up. Anyway. Carol, that's my favorite thing that we've ever done on the podcast is to just let old Fortuna ride and then talk shit. And I thought we did a good job the first time because I went back and listened to it after we did it the second time with Ty. The second time was actually even better. It was fucking hilarious. Good job, Ty. It was better that you didn't know what we were doing because it just made it funnier. Yeah. Anyway, I won't explain it. If you know, you know. You get the show, I guess. So we had a number of individuals also either turn over documents in investigations in Georgia or testifying to Jack Smith's grand jury here. One notable thing from the news that broke today about Smith's team going over Meadows' text messages in the grand jury, and they're laughing about finding absolutely no voter fraud in Georgia. I think Meadows was talking to his kid, who's a attorney there, who was helping them try and dig up evidence of fraudulent votes that would go Trump's way back in 2020. And he's like, yeah, I found like six instances. And they had a good little giggle about that. It's like, maybe you can find the other 10,000, and then just like LOLs. Just clearly knowing that Trump lost. Good times. I think one takeaway from the fact that they're going over Meadows' text messages in the grand jury probably means that Meadows isn't officially cooperating. Right? Because I feel like, well, if you have in the grand jury go through Meadows' text messages, trying to sort out the implications of those, well, like if Meadows was cooperating, you would just have Meadows in there with the grand jury, telling them exactly what the text messages mean, right? No.
Yeah, but that doesn't, I mean, that it's not dispositive. He still might have been in there. And those, if he's cooperating, maybe he's giving them, I don't know how much he has to cooperate. If he could be like, oh, you can't look at all the texts, he probably just have to show them all regardless. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you're right that it's not dispositive that Mark Meadows isn't cooperating. But, Mark Meadows could serve some use. Like we text things back and forth that you could, or, I guess we DM on Twitter things back and forth that if you didn't know the context of what we were talking about, you wouldn't know what is and isn't a joke. Because we were like, in the moment, we can explain, hey, that was just us being serious or being silly. And then, that thing that seems like us being silly, that was actually serious. We meant this and this and this. So like Meadows could be useful in like helping to decode conversations that he's had with members of Trump's team. But I'm just saying that, it's entirely possible or even likely that I just given that information and maybe he's not. I don't know. But again, he didn't receive a target letter, which again doesn't necessarily mean anything. He could still be criminally indicted or he couldn't. Who knows? Just the context of that seems to imply that it's less likely that he's a cooperating witness, or at least at the moment. We don't know. Another thing. So DOJ is apparently appealing the sentences of the fucking Oath Keepers. Cause is the judge in that case, Judge Mehta? Judge Amit Mehta? No, maybe.
Oath Keeper.
All right. I guess I have to look that up.
Mehta, I'm looking it up.
More Googling.
Jessica Watkins, heavy metal, air metal. I don't think I'm looking.
So
it's Meta with the H probably.
Yeah, it's not like Facebook.
Yeah.
So Judge Mehta,
yes,
in sentencing the Oath Keepers who've been convicted of seditious conspiracy or conspiracy to conspiracy. See, this is why I shouldn't have been drinking whiskey. Conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding. Generally engaged in handing out downward departures in every single conviction of the Oath Keepers. But to an extent that we all at the time thought was an extreme. So DOJ would recommend, anywhere from 12 to 24 years. And Mehta was out here giving a downward departure anywhere from 7 to 17 years in these Oath Keeper conviction sentencing hearings. And we'd be like, man, we're glad they're going to prison for a long time, but it seems they got off pretty light. Well, DOJ is like, hey, man, this shit ain't enough. And we can go into the ins and outs of how the sentencing guidelines are calculated. You can play around with that on the computer, actually. Like, open up your DC. I'm sorry. Ty's playing with her boobs.
Ty, yeah.
Like she's got her boobs all in the Zoom camera. Thanks, Ty. We can't focus on anything. You're just like standing in the camera. It's like nothing but boobs.
I think she was using it as a boob mirror.
Oh, you're using the Zoom camera as your boob mirror? Great. Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about anymore.
Downward departure.
Yeah, a bunch of downward departures.
Downward facing dog.
Oh, I was saying that you can.
We're doing some yoga.
You can open up the federal sentencing guidelines calculator on the internet and put in the seditious conspiracy, and there's ways you can play around with like enhancements and whatnot to figure out what the proper sentencing is. And like, just I don't know, maybe no one will actually do that because I'm probably the only fucking nerd who is in enthralled to actually engage in that endeavor. Anyway, so Meta was fucking around and DOJ was like, hey, bitch, this ain't long enough.
Yeah.
And they're appealing some of these sentences, which is extremely rare for DOJ to do. And forgetting about the specifics, I think just one of the things that happened that I think DOJ is focusing on is for a lot of these individuals, they wanted a terrorism enhancement. And again, this is a point system that the sentencing guidelines are based on. And, you know, the terrorism enhancement generally would add up to a significant amount of points, somewhere around like 13 or 14, which, you know, again, combine that with the guilty verdict on seditious conspiracy, you'd be looking at some serious amount of time. And for Judge Meta to give like even Stewart Rhodes 17 years when DOJ was asking for like 24, it just seems like he didn't take the terrorism enhancement into account. And maybe that's what DOJ is looking at, because when they indict other individuals in the future, you know, the higher ups, the individuals who plan 1-6, maybe they want them to get the most severe sentence possible. And the only way to ensure that is to make sure the individuals who are on the ground are held to a higher account. I don't know. But yeah, Carol, if you have anything to input on that, you go ahead. No, Carol, you look like it was wrong.
I was looking at something unrelated. Actually, it's very related. But I scrolled too far and was looking at dumb ads.
Do share. What were you looking at? I want to know. Inquiring minds.
17 maps that show us a new perspective of the U.S. And I just looked at a little area in the bottom labeled the do not travel zone. And then you said, what do you think, Carol? And I was like, I don't want to go to most of those places. It's true.
Okay, 17 maps.
No, it's actually really bad because it has Georgia in there. I'd go to Georgia.
That show a new perspective of the U.S. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's stupid. It's not worth. I didn't click on it.
Well, but I now want to fucking see it though.
Now you want to see it.
Yeah.
This is why we should have.
Is this on Twitter?
And that's why you always write an outline.
Is this factable? Is that what you were looking at?
No, I was looking at CNN, and this was an ad at the bottom when I finished the article.
Yeah, but like, where did the ad? Oh, you didn't click on it? But I want to know. Why did you click on it so you give us some fucking useful information for the podcast, Carol?
Def.spectre.
No, that's too complicated. I can't do all that.
Now it's showing a completely unrelated map. Okay, it's fascinating maps. This has the Mediterranean Sea.
No, what? I don't want to see that.
I don't understand it.
I don't know. No, I just wanted to see the one.
That's not even like an interesting one. Yeah, it's a clickbait, dude.
It might have been good. You have to click through all 47 slides to find the good shit.
Okay, let's start advertising our podcast on that, and then we'll do some.
What are you doing?
I had.
We'll do some vertical integration.
Some food tutorial.
Yeah, I guess she deserves to eat.
All right, we'll make our own ads, and then for the show, and then we'll make a clickbaity thing that we can post. You can post it on your Twitter-do, and then they'll click through every page for advertisements for our show, which will. Wait a minute, wouldn't we be paying the advertisers? Shit. Yeah, that's why I didn't go to business school. I went to law school.
All right, let me explain what's happening on this podcast to the audience here. So I have OCD.
I think we should just cut this whole thing out. No, just like 20 minutes.
We're leaving it in. So I have OCD about Trump going to prison. Carol has ADD about Trump going to prison. And Ty has ADHD about food, I guess. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, you were talking the whole entire time, and I was like, all right, 3, 2, 1. Hey, this is D Night. And then you went to cook chicken, and we haven't heard from you since.
Pretty much. That's how it went down.
You did a whole podcast before we started recording, and now you've tapped out. It's okay. But yeah, no, I don't even know what I was talking about anymore. I have no idea what the fuck happened. Nope, no idea.
Great. Next topic.
We
were gonna talk about the guy who did the stuff.
Yeah, so apparently, if you're unaware out there, individuals, there's like 470 gazillion copyrights on the letter X. I don't have a glass of wine, Carol. So Carol has on a wonderful pair of comfy looking pajama socks or something, and on slipper socks, and it says on the bottom of those, if you can read this, bring me a glass of wine.
Carol, your feet look huge.
That's not very.
When I stick them into the camera,
they look fucking huge in those.
I don't know very much about women, but I know it's probably not a good idea to tell another woman her feet look huge.
I have man hands, so it's all good.
Her feet look fine. I think you just like, she's sitting all the way back and her feet were in the camera, so they look big. Hey, Carol, look, if this podcasting thing doesn't work out, you know what you can do on OnlyFans. So yeah, there's 147 gazillion copyrights on the letter X, and then some genius who was supposedly worth billions of dollars decided to take one of the most popular and ubiquitously known brands in the world, in the entire universe, the Bluebird, and change it to a fucking X.
It's very stupid.
Very stupid.
Even if we ignored all of the trademark stuff that he's going to be. I mean, I was telling Ty, looking at my browser, and the little icon on the bookmarks bar changed, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want to book a celebrity cruise. How did that get there? Yeah, so even just like they've diluted their own brand. Like,
oh man, I'm just so dumb. Everyone in the world, literally everyone in the world who's above like the age of 6 knows what the fuck Twitter is, even if they don't have a Twitter account. That was one of the
kids know what it is.
Yeah, that's one of the most fucking valuable things Twitter possessed was the brand. And Elon's killing that too, because he's a fucking... Look, I'm not saying that someone's blackmailed him into making the stupidest possible decisions every single day. But if that was the case, that would make more sense than whatever the fuck is going on right now, because I don't understand. I don't get it. Ty, why are you making that face?
I know, I'm just laughing. No, I'm not laughing because
you're funny.
So my tweet, Derek, he retweeted, and it's a headline. Said a man dual wielding raw steaks slaps diners in the face at a vegan restaurant, yelling, "If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding."
That's horrible, but it's funny. That's
what is going on? This is from like 2 months ago, Ty.
Is it? Oh yeah, it's from March. But damn, it's the first time I'm seeing it. That's
audience. I told you guys they have ADHD. I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. I just
can't have any pudding.
Someone planned that out.
Slapping people in the face with raw meat. You can't.
Used to be a time you could choose from several different places to enjoy a steak on a Friday night. Now you're lucky if you can find one. All these meatless options are silly, overpriced, and un-American. What about the folks that want some beef and don't care for your unkept armpits and electric cars? Ooh, shot at Elon.
Are you reading?
I'm reading a quote from the guy who slapped the other dude with the steak.
I see. So when he's like, they could have their vegan lifestyle, I just don't want them to rub it in my
face.
Well, the town I love doesn't give a shit about us anymore. The dude told reporters from his jail cell. So it didn't work out well for him. Yeah, try to eat your meatless fucking steak in my small town. See what happens. No pudding for you.
No pudding for you.
And like, try that vegan. Sorry, try that vegan steak in a small town. Is that what you were saying? Yes.
Yeah. Apparently, he beat like a dozen people's asses with a steak or something.
Oh my God. People.
Yeah, we just totally off the rails here. But clearly he was upset with the dude who makes electric cars, which brings us full circle. No, it doesn't bring us full circle. Electric car guy pissing off his entire customer base by turning into a right-wing anti-vaxxer, anti everything that you would, I guess, consider woke. Cultural warrior.
It's hard. Yeah, because of course the people who want to. Yes, he turned away his user base there. So now I have, I spent the weekend with my husband's college friends, and they're all very liberal.
That sounds spicy.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Our kids were there.
Oh, well, darn. That's no fun.
It was fun. Anyway, my kids all got along great. But,
yes,
they were like
cute.
Having Teslas, and I'm like, yeah, Tesla, why? Oh, right. The environmental stuff. I forgot about all that.
Okay, here's the thing about the environmental impact of Tesla. One of the ways Tesla makes its money besides the government subsidies is the fucking carbon credits. So they take all the fucking carbon credits that they earn by being supposedly a carbon neutral, carbon positive company, I guess. I guess in this case, negative. And they sell those out to other companies who have a huge negative impact on the environment. And instead of actually changing that, they just buy the fucking carbon credits from Tesla. So in a way, you could think of Tesla as enabling the downfall of the world by selling off these fucking carbon credits to subsidize Elon's business. So yeah, not ideal. Probably not the best way to. Yeah, it's a real bummer, huh?
Oh.
Sorry to kill your joy, Carol. Yeah, so everyone who's buying a fucking Tesla, you're still contributing to the end of the fucking planet. I mean, and I don't want to make you feel guilty, just,
Every decision for everyone is wrong.
Yeah, this this is literally
We're all doomed. That's my closing thoughts. Fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah, we were living a real life episode of The Good Place. Just like, yeah, it's all there's no altruistic decisions you can make in life. Everything is rigged to destroy the world, no matter what decision you choose to make. So we're all fucked.
That's exactly what I had in mind.
Yeah, was there anything else I missed in the news other than, obviously Elon killing the place that we love that used to be a force for democracies all over the world, and now he turned it into a cesspool, and killed the positive elements of it.
X, what was that? The
Degeneration X. Yeah. Degeneration. There's. All right, let's name all the things with X that we know of in existence. I'll go. Well, Ty, you already said degeneration. I go with box. Is in Xbox.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't get it.
X. Yeah. Anyway.
X Benedict.
X.
No, that's eggs, not X.
Next generation. Was that a thing?
X videos. This is just insane. He's been stuck on this fucking letter for 20 something fucking years, even though everyone told him it was a terrible idea in like 1998. And he's still fucking obsessed with this shit. It's insane.
He's fucking insane.
Very much so. He's clearly not able to make rational decisions. I mean, for God's sakes, he spent 44. He should have just been like, I'm sorry, guys, I'll pay the $1 billion+ tax to get out of this deal. And he would have just like, he would have been able to write that off as a fucking tax loss for a decade, probably.
He already doesn't get taxes, so he would have been copacetic. So
I was going to say, he probably was like, I should just pay the fee and get out. I'm going to. On the other hand, I could buy a new sink.
Alrighty. Well, that was.
I could play with cat turds. So
yeah, well,
it's less glamorous than the conservative media would lead you to believe.
I mean, he's an idiot. Like, in his plan to monetize the fucking platform. Like, okay, great. You want to get everyone to pay $8. Okay. You got like 100,000 people to do that. Congratulations. And then he was like, I got an even more genius idea. I'm going to take what little money we get from advertising because I've killed the fucking platform and, you know, it's monetization. I'm going to take even more of that money and give it back to like only the users who get like 5 million impressions every month. Okay. So you're making a handful of people who qualify for this pay $8 to get thousands of dollars from you in return. It's like I don't care. Look, if he's fucking this stupid and wants to burn down his revenue, whatever he's taking in from his platform, so be it. But just like, it's like he doesn't think this shit through.
He doesn't think any fucking thing through. He's a goddamn moron.
Just
that fucking fool. He is so fucking stupid.
So fucking stupid. I've never seen anything like this.
Like, if you had that kind of money and just could do whatever the fuck you wanted on a whim, like, would you want to be in the public eye, like trying to fight people who didn't think your fucking jokes were funny? Like, it's just.
Well, he doesn't really have that kind of money. What he has is a fucking high ass net worth because he owns a lot of stock in.
True. Like, no, that's exactly it. Like, he
sleeps in his office.
Net worth.
Yeah, his net worth is high, but he ain't liquid. And he had to sell a bunch of his stock just to get enough cash up just to go in debt to buy Twitter. And then all the money he threw into Twitter, like, that's gone. That money is poof. All he has.
And he has so much money tied up in horses for penis touching.
Well, how else is he going to get laid, Carol?
You read my mind, Ty. Like, yeah. If he can't offer these bitches a horse every time he wants a hand job, how will he ever get laid? Can you blame him for spending all this money on fucking horses? You know how many horses I would have to buy if that was the only way I could get laid?
Horses.
Oh my God.
Horses. You're the richest world in the man, and you got to trade a horse for a hand job. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, I'm not endorsing bestiality or anything, but it'd probably be easier. It'd probably be easier. I'm just saying.
Despite the fact that I tried to censor him twice.
You're welcome.
Tried to censor him, Carol? What did you do?
All right.
Yelling. Okay.
Is there anything else you two wanted to get in before we wrap this shit the fuck up? No? Yeah. What do you I didn't want to say it's incredibly hilarious that every time Trump is about to get indicted, DeSantis gets even less popular. That's insane. Like, I think he's down to like 15 points in the Republican Party. 15.
He's down by a fucking lot. I mean, I can't see, like, Christina Pushaw like blocked me. I don't know. I said something about her.
Yeah, fuck her ass. Yes.
Whatever.
Like, she's the one who has the face that looks like Mr. Potato, right? Mr. Potato Head. She got a Mr. Potato Head face. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, man. He started off with all that money and like 25% of the vote in the Republican Party, and now he's talking about like they need to fire some people and slam down the campaign and spend less money. Oh man. He thought he was going to be fucking president too. He's like flying around on private jets and going all over the world and shit, and whoop-de-doo. Now look at this fucking loser. I mean, just he thought he was going to be Trump without the baggage, and he's like Trump without anything remotely likable. Trump without the person, and not that I like Trump's personality, but like he's Trump without the personality.
But people
for sure.
like his personality, like his base likes his personality.
Yeah.
He has a personality, right? I mean, like Trump does.
Shitty one, but it's
terrible.
Yeah.
Trump has the personality of a TV caricature. DeSantis has the personality of
a TV.
No, a paint drying.
Sorry, I meant like an off TV.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. DeSantis has the personality of an unplugged TV. All right. It's time for our Shithole of the Week award. I hereby nominate Greg Abbott for introducing those barbed wire barriers in the river. Is it the Rio Grande down there?
Yes,
indeed.
Yeah, I'm not even going to accept any other nominations. Do I have unanimous consent for trying to
Yes, you have unanimous consent. Without further ado, let's get the chair rolling on this.
Yeah.
On this award.
Greg,
off a cliff.
Kill me.
Yeah, Greg Abbott, you were hereby awarded the Shithole of the Week award for trying to kill immigrant kids trying to cross the fucking river to get to a better future. I hope you burn in hell and say hello to our brows when you get there. All right.
I would wheel that motherfucker to the edge of flat earth and send him right to Hades.
I forgot. Since this is like his third time receiving the award, he's no longer eligible for the future awards. He's got a lifetime achievement award in the Shithole of the Week.
Time achievement of fuckery.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck you, Greg Abbott.
All right, Carol, do you have any closing thoughts? I'm eating some kind of like chocolate covered wafer thing.
What?
I just realized I was crunching like super loud into the microphone, so I figured I should explain that.
Oh, I didn't hear it until all of a sudden you were like, Carol, is there anything you want to try?
Sorry. It's so good.
That's okay. I don't have anything related to these trials.
Bitch, come up with something.
Exhausted with
it. We do this every fucking week, Carol. Every week. There's a closing thoughts segment on the podcast. Come up with something. Yes. It don't have to be good. It can be terrible. It can be some bullshit.
I thought I would bring up the light, easy topic of Israel real quick.
All right. Answer my closing.
We'll have something. I'll have something to say on that next week when we know how whether their disaster averts itself.
We're gonna get canceled.
BB making himself a disaster, or who knows?
We're gonna get canceled like Jason Aldean.
All I'm saying is we'll know more next week. There's a lot of fucking protests happening right now, and we'll see what. Well,
I mean, look, they're inching closer to losing their democracy over there, and they are handling it with a lot more fervor than we are over here.
They have so many fucking nukes. Okay.
Where's Spain?
No, Israel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So long story short, BB's over there trying to dismantle the Supreme Court, basically.
BB is a motherfucker.
Yeah, you know how we have checks and balances here? He don't like that shit. He wants to take away the balances and collect all the checks.
Like he is trying it. Like he ain't giving up.
No.
Trying it.
Yes, he is. And again, he's under criminal indictment, so he's on his I'm running for prison tour. Yeah. So
my closing thoughts are
before we get canceled, Carol is Jewish.
Election.
Oh, okay.
What? I didn't even say anything except that there's a developing situation.
I was just saying, Carol is Jewish, so we have cover when we talk about Israel. Don't cancel us. Okay. As for my closing thoughts, damn, I forgot what I was going to talk about now.
Vote in every election.
What the fucking closing thoughts?
Nah, it was something more.
We do this every week, D.
Immediately Well, here's the thing. I had my closing thoughts all ready to go, but I'm going to let Ty have them because, well, you'll see momentarily. Her kink is kicking DeSantis's ass, both physically, and emotionally. Yeah. So I was going to come up with something else, and now I've forgotten what the fuck I was going to say.
Oh, damn. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, what happened is I fucking had to organize an entire podcast with no notes off the top. So I got distracted, and then we started talking about the 17 different maps that will give you a different perspective on the United States. And then my mind went blank after that.
What the fuck was the United States Mediterranean? Unless it was superimposed over the other thing. And I was like, what the fuck was that? That was not worth the one ad I looked at.
I don't have any idea.
I couldn't even cook up one single Ponzi scheme. Wouldn't have been a Ponzi scheme anyway. Just a regular. This was my total best work today.
All right. So as for my closing thoughts, I want to talk about the fucking rat fuckers all over the place in politics. On the left, we got the RFK Juniors, the fucking racist anti-vaxxer, insane motherfucker who's talking about how COVID was engineered to be more deadly for black and white people and to be less supposedly less dangerous for the Jewish community.
You can say Jews.
Yeah, Ashkenazi Jews specifically.
Yeah, he did. He
as well as specific. Yeah, as well as the Chinese people who, China, who famously handled COVID so extremely well. Also, you've got the fucking no labels party out here running around with Steve Bannon and Marjorie Taylor Greene's people and financed by some right-wing billionaires. Harlan Crow, who already owns a Supreme Court justice who's looking to try and own a fucking presidential candidate, I guess.
2-for-1 sale.
Yeah, pretty much. Supposedly connected to Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, them fucktards. Just want you all to be on the lookout for anyone who's attempting to basically be a wolf in sheep's clothing, right? Anyone out here promoting both parties are the same, even though literally the Democratic Party is doing the total opposite of what the Republican Party is doing, running on totally opposite platforms. Anyone out here running onto some anti-vax shit. I mean, clearly you can just look at the numbers. The COVID vaccine saved a lot of lives, and people who didn't get vaccinated, they're dying at extremely higher rates than vaccinated individuals. I mean, it speaks for itself. Like, again, the thing is like, well, you said the COVID vaccine 100% stops COVID. No one ever fucking said that. And maybe in like one specific limited instance, we were like, the COVID vaccine protects against the original COVID-19 virus and nearly 100% rate as far as deaths are concerned. Like, once you got vaccinated, you weren't dying from the original strain of COVID. That's the only time anyone's ever said, like, the efficacy rate has gone down now that COVID has evolved to some more severe strains. But when, initial reviews were like, oh, it has something like a 95% efficacy rate. That's the whole thing. 95% in efficacy. It doesn't necessarily mean that once you got vaccinated. Anyway, anyone spreading this bullshit, ignore that. Anyone on both parties are the same. Ignore that shit. Anyone talking about
today, my dad fucking died of COVID. So fuck him.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck him.
Yeah, with Donald Trump's 3-inch dick. Yeah, anyone on some I'm voting my conscience. No, you're voting for suicide, because if you're not voting blue, especially in the swing state, you're practically voting for a Republican. You're helping the bad guys out. Be on the lookout for this bullshit, and anybody who tries to tell you, hey, we're just like looking for a third party option. No, they ain't, because they ain't look at the fucking numbers, and you need to. Like, you can pull this up yourself. You can look at two different maps, electoral college map, where it's Democrat versus, well, basically Joe Biden versus a Republican. Biden wins. If you look at an electoral college map where it's Biden versus Republican with a third party candidate, supposedly centrist, Republican wins. It's that fucking simple. Do the fucking math. Don't let these motherfuckers spread their nonsense and get Trump back in the White House, because that is literally his only path to get out of prison. But also, once he does get back into the White House, guess what his plan is? He's going to pull a Netanyahu and weaponize the entire fucking government against all of us. All right, Ty, your closing thoughts. Ron DeSantis, go. After you finish wiping your nose.
Do you think they'll let us all be roommates in the dissidents camp?
No. Well, Carol, I'm not sure. Being that you're Jewish and we're black, who knows which one of us will get the worst sleeping arrangements. Ty, go.
Ron DeSantis is a piece of fucking shit.
Yes,
and
he is.
What he is trying to do to erase the history of my people, our people, is literally the most disgusting fucking thing.
See, this was my closing thoughts, but I was a gentleman and I'll let Ty have it. I'm sorry. Continue, Ty.
No, as horrible as Republicans have been through the years, even the Ronald Reagans, the Nixons, they have never tried some fucking fuckboy shit like this. He is trying it and that he is doing it. It fucking makes my blood goddamn curl.
Ty, tell him exactly what he's doing in Florida. Tell him exactly what he's doing.
So his whitewashing of the history, his both sidesing of slavery to try and perpetuate that it was somehow a good fucking thing. And some asshole, and a goddamn Negro at that, tried to come and say, he's just saying they fought through adversity. Adversity, motherfucker, we're talking about chains, whips, rapes, slavery, motherfucker. Like, you're erasing 400 years and trying to reduce it to the last 25 fucking years before people got emancipated. And then saying that we taught ourselves to read. We fucking fought. We went above and beyond. These motherfuckers look to us to birth their babies, to wet nurse their fucking children, because them motherfucking bitches couldn't be bothered to whip their tit out to feed their own goddamn children. And this shit is, it just, I can't even. I can't even. And to say, oh, you can talk about Ocoee or Rosewood or the Jacksonville axe handle Saturday when fucking 200 members of the Ku Klux Klan went in and beat peaceful protesters that were doing a sit-in in a diner and beat them. To say, oh, you have to also say what the blacks did to the whites. Defending themselves. Defending themselves. Like, I can't even. He is the fucking worst. And not even just because he is a racist, that he's a bigot, but because he is the least original fucking person on the planet. Like, he doesn't even have a good racist, like, ideology. He is the dumbest motherfucking person on this planet, and we need to stop this fucker. He will never be president, but he is still fucking governor of Florida, and those people are suffering. Our people are suffering. What he is doing there needs to be stopped. The Department of Justice needs to step in, because this motherfucker is evil beyond measure. He has he's a sociopath. and a fucking psychopath. And people are going to die because of him. Period.
Do the thing, Ty.
That's what they.
And that concludes.
Our what? What do I have to say?
And that we do this and that concludes.
I don't know, D. I can't remember. Right.
And that concludes this episode of
Pardon the Insurrection, Nick. I'm cutting this shit off. And that concludes this episode of Pardon the Insurrection.
Sorry.